I would like to welcome you to the foundation. That's it for current events. I appreciate y'all being here. So, we're going to get into this, the foundation. 5 misconceptions of private trust. And, you know, this is going to be a little different. Just in the aspect of not only am I really excited to share with y'all that Welcome to the Foundation now has an education section, and the Passport No Social Part 1 and Part 2 Shake and Bake Layup is available. The Trust Primer's on there, and the Foundation has a Trust Series. Part 1 and 2 is also available. There's also a bundle option for the Passport No Social, Shake and Bake. But also, the 5 misconceptions of private trust is actually a foundation document. This is not like a document that was found online or anything of the sort. This was actually created under the direct direction as well as responsibility of the foundation. If y'all don't know, the foundation is a trust, and its purpose is to reestablish the foundational understanding of banking, commerce, and private entities, which allows us to reestablish our private estate. That's the mission of foundation, trust. So L is a trust as well, hands down. So this is the trust. This is a big deal to me. I'm very excited on behalf of the foundation. So 5 misconceptions of trust. Make sure you check out welcometothefoundation.com. There's a new section, education section. Continue to invest in your private education. We have the PDF section that's been up there since the website has been up. And only had an option to make a donation or book a consultation. Now we have an education section. You can also email us, for trustee training, and also, for consultations. The email address is still working, admin@welcometothefoundation.com. But the education section on the website, welcometothefoundation.com, is now live. And, I think, it's labeled. Obviously the Foundation Trust Primers documents, but the rest are going to be physical DVDs that will be shipped to you. So, this is exciting. So welcome to the Foundation. It's this, the 5 misconceptions of trust. This is 100%. And, if you're interested in getting your hands on this document, just email us, admin@welcometothefoundation.com. Shoot it to you for the free, not for the fee. And that's, we just doing that dance. I'm in a good mood, y'all. I trust y'all in a good mood. You know what I'm saying? We out here. We're doing our dance. Think up. A properly constructed trust has many benefits and powers. Not only does it provide a powerful means by which assets and wealth are held and grown, it has the ability to provide an estate protection against potential creditors, litigators, debt collectors, probate, among other significant benefits. Properly created and administered. A trust may provide stability, family unification properties, which, is a big deal for me. The reunification of the family unit, especially with, with us, man, is a big deal for me. And, ultimately, it's as simple as, when I pass on, it's not going to be some probate court or some will that chops up pieces of my estate and gives it to my heirs, and they're able to run off and do whatever they want to do wherever in the country, in the world. Nah, all of the property is in trust. All of the income is in trust. All of the wealth is in trust. I have to come onto the trust as trustees and make up the board of trustees and administer the estate. That's how you get access to their bread. Otherwise, you're just a beneficiary, and you can wait for, your siblings or cousins or whatever to determine whether or not you get a disbursement. To me, that's family unification. It can do the opposite as well. But, yay, I'm betting on the unification principle. So where was I at? So properly created and administered, a trust may provide stability, family unification properties, asset protection, and substantial limitations in liability. Currently, there exists an enormous amount of information on the subject of trust and private trust. Some information is generally informative and correct, yet most publications, PDFs, and 12-step packages are not only lacking in valid substance, these sources of information disseminate and contain flat-out false and misleading and erroneous facts. And that's, the whole pancake and toast campaign. These fools out here tripping. In an effort to counterbalance the proliferation of irreputable sources, ill advice, talks, blogs, vlogs, and commentary that may pose a current or future threat to a family's estate, here are 5 misconceptions of private trust. Did y'all hear that? I just popped my collar. Number 1, wages and earnings paid to an individual are assignable to a trust for tax purposes. Let me say that again. Wages and earnings paid to an individual are assignable to a trust for tax purposes. This is a common misconception and error promoted by the ignorant. You know what I'm saying? Uninformed or the unscrupulous. They're trying to sell you a dream, so you give them cash that you wouldn't otherwise give them, or fiat or whatever, because you're thinking that taxes that you would otherwise have to be responsible for you're no longer going to have to be responsible for. So it's like I got extra money, so this is worth it because it's gonna. Nah, man. The entity or individual whom earns and receives the income via check, direct deposit, or cash is typically being reported as the receiver of such funds. And as such, that individual or entity must claim the income on its own tax return. You can't assign, income if you got a job, a W-2 employment, and you might be able to go to and do some with the tax form so they're not taking taxes out. But if the individual is in contract for employment and the money is direct deposited in the individual's account, or a check is being issued in the name of the individual is responsible for reporting and subsequently paying any taxes on that individual income. You can't have a job and be like, I'm assigning this to the trust and then deposit, or change the direct deposit to the trust. And no. And you're gonna be mad and be talking about how corrupt the system is. No, let's just not do it. It's not, no. For example, an employee with the company is paid bi-weekly for work performed under the employment contract. The check or direct deposit is issued in the name of the employee, and that employee must claim said income on the individual tax return, and cannot assign the income and subsequent tax liability to a trust. Nope. Number 2 of the 5 misconceptions in private trust. Income or wages gifted to a trust are considered a tax deduction to the individual making the gift. Let me say it again. Income or wages gifted to the trust, so you're making a gift to the trust, are considered a tax deduction to the individual making the gift. That's a common misconception. It's typically attributed to the misunderstanding of the gift exclusion rules published by the Internal Revenue Service. Currently, the IRS allows every taxpayer to gift up to $15,000 per individual recipient in 1 year. According to the IRS instructions for Form 709, United States Gift and Generation Skipping Transfer Tax Return. Quote, gifts made during the calendar year to a donee are fully excluded under the annual exclusion if they are all gifts at present interest and they total $15,000 or less, end quote. This means that the one receiving the gift may exclude up to $15,000 from the receiver's taxable income, not the donor, the donee, the one receiving receiving it. So if you're making some bread, you gift So L $15,000. So L can be like, hey, when it comes to pay taxes, and the IRS is like, yo, that 15 G's. I'm like, nah, son, that was a gift. But on the other hand, the individual can't say, oh, I gifted So L that. So, I get a deduction for that. No, you don't. You don't get a deduction for that. It's not how it works. Absolutely not. By the way, this is for educational purpose only. It is not to be construed as a practice of law, the giving of legal advice or opinions, or as a solicitation for such purchase or service. I'm not a lawyer. I'm not I'm not an attorney, man. No. Number 3, 5 misconceptions of private trust. Income received by a private trust contract is not subject to reporting to the IRS. I'm going to say it one more time. Income received by a private trust contract is not subject to reporting to the IRS. This is a common misconception in most of the information found regarding trust. And that is that private trusts do not have to report income to the IRS. This assertion is inherently false. All entities effectively connected to a trade or business within the United States must report its income to the Internal Revenue Service. I would go so far as to say, this is me. I would go further than that, and I would say that any trust, foundation, corporation, whatever, that is availing itself of the benefit of the public benefit of discharging debts with legal tender. Or let me rephrase that. Any entity availing itself of the public benefit, which is the use of fiat currency, Federal Reserve notes. In my personal opinion, if the entity is using Federal Reserve notes, there's a requirement to report the use That's what I would say. Some would argue with that. I tend not to argue, but everybody has their own, right to their own opinions in the matter. But in my opinion, if you're jumping out here and you're not reporting, and you haven't put the public on notice to what you're doing or not doing, or you haven't established something for the record, at the very least, I would say you're out here tripping. I would definitely say you're out here tripping. It's a misconception, but hey, to me it boils down to the use of Federal Reserve notes. And people be like, hey, well, it's not, the trust ain't effectively connected with a trade or business within the United States. Is it utilizing Federal Reserve notes? Does it have a bank account? Yeah. But the entity is getting the funds from is a foreign entity, you know what I'm saying, from Trinidad and Tobago. I'm like, okay, well, yeah, you can do your dance, but as far as I'm concerned, the way I look at it, the use of Federal Reserve notes is a minimum contact, hands down. I can't. You have to show me something in writing or something somewhere to be like, oh yeah, remember? So you was like, the use of Federal Reserve notes is, well, it says right here in the United States Code, wherever, where I can verify it, that the use of Federal Reserve notes alone does not constitute a minimum contact with the United States. I would have to see that in the code, and I ain't never seen it. But all the studies that I've done with, the availing, the Ashwander rule, Ashwandar, Ashwander rule, or Ashwander doctrine. Any person, and I'm going off the top of this. I'm not reading this, you know what I'm saying? But the Ashwander doctrine is something like, any person, any entity, or any person that avails itself of a public benefit. Must be responsible for the corresponding liability. Federal Reserve notes is a public benefit. The ability to discharge debts using notes is some sort of public benefit. You can argue saying, hey, man, there's no other choice. Like, it's threat, it's duress, it's coercion, because there's no other choice. But, the illegality of the private holding of gold by persons has been, repealed. So it's no longer illegal for persons to hold gold. I think it's since 1971 or 1972. And a lot of states are passing legislation where there can be gold clauses in contracts. But the state can't impair the obligation of a contract that has, a precious metal clause in it, or some sort of labor clause in it, or some sort of other clause in it with regards to performance and consideration. So I will go so far as to say I don't think it's coercion. I don't think we have to use the notes. I think it makes it very, very convenient. But, I don't think, it would be very inconvenient, but it's not absolutely required, man. What was that? Private trust contract is not subject to reporting. Okay, number 4. Income received by a private trust contract is not subject to income tax. I've heard this a lot. This is perhaps the most potentially damaging of all. The claim is made to promote the sale of trusts and trust packages. Yeah, I said it. By promising the trust is private or foreign and not subject to federal or state taxation laws. Yep. This is all bad. It's whack. You hear something like this, man? Flee. Escape. The claim is also rooted in the basis of erroneous fact that private trust entities do not... the claim is rooted in the basis of fact, which is a fact, that private trust entities do not owe their existence. Legislation, therefore, are not governed by legislation. This is true. To the extent of the administration and limitation of legislation regarding the contract itself. We're talking about the contract, the administration, the governance of the entity itself. The trust, however, may be subject to taxation on the income that is not expensed, dispersed, or donated to a bona fide charity. Look, we in the public, man. We in the public, and specifically, I'm not giving legal advice, but I will say we're specifically talking about complex trusts, not simple trusts, not grantor trusts, complex trusts. When you're talking to the Internal Revenue Service. I'm gonna say it again because this is the public. This isn't the private. So I'm gonna say this again. The trust, however, may be subject to taxation on income that is not. So I'm just gonna read it again. The trust, however, may be subject to taxation on income that is not expensed, dispersed, or donated to a bona fide charity. I'm going to say it one more time. The trust, however, may be subject to taxation on income that is not expensed. Also, it's not dispersed to the beneficiaries, and it's not donated to a bona fide charity. Mm. And the distinction is individuals, regardless of their expenses. There's no beneficiaries, there's no shareholders in an individual, so there's no distributions or disbursements, so that doesn't matter. But regardless of an individual's expenses, an individual is taxed on its income relative to income brackets, regardless of expenses. No distributions, no disbursements, because there's no beneficiaries or shareholders with regards to individuals. But corporations and trusts take their allowable expenses according to the charter operating agreement in a corporation, LLC, public entity side of the deal. Charter, operating agreement, or bylaws, as well as any minutes, subsequent minutes, and contracts that have been executed by the corporation and administrators, employees. So they take, these entities take their allowable deductions according to the governing document, which would be the Articles of Organization, Certificate of Organization, the Articles of, the operating agreement or the bylaws, as well as it's governed by legislation. So if the state says that's not an expense then it's not an expense for the corporation. If the federal, like if the IRS says that's not an expense, blah, blah, blah. But there's a lot more leeway with these entities versus an individual. So a corporation takes allowable expenses according to its governing, let's just say, jurisdiction. Because it's state, it's federal, and it's governing, documents. And makes its, which includes purchases, improvements, new cars, bonuses to employees, salary, other expenses, mailing, marketing, employee parties, employee party food. There's a lot of expenses. Interest on loans. They can charge off bad debt. As well as distributions. They can make distributions to shareholders in the case of corporations, or make distributions to members in the case of LLCs. First, before paying taxes. This is what corporations can do. Can take all their expenses and make distributions to members or shareholders before taxing. Whatever's left over is up for taxation. This is why Amazon doesn't pay zero taxes. You can't. I'm not even gonna start. Trusts can do the same thing. Trusts take allowable expenses according to the governing instrument. If it's a living trust or some sort of trust that is governed by state legislation, so therefore there's going to be legislation in that state with regards to trust that's going to govern expenses, possibly, that are allowable to that trust. And that trust can make its disbursements to its beneficiaries. And then if there's nothing left over, there's nothing to tax. It's through the structure. This is the foundation. It's through the structure of the entity that the benefits are realized. Now, private trusts, on the other hand, those formed by contract and not through legislation, no state can pass any law impairing the obligation of contract. Now, private trusts can take their allowable expenses according to trust indenture, according to governing instrument. No legislation can step in on that administration, and then can make disbursements to its beneficiaries. And if there's nothing left over for taxation, individuals cannot do that. So once again, the trust, however, may be subject to taxation on income that is not expensed, dispersed, or donated to a bona fide charity. Number 5. Let's wrap this up. Let's get. You know what I'm saying? I'm in a good mood. I'm finna party, man. I ain't finna party. I'm just playing. I don't even know why I said that. Number 5. The transfer of a vehicle or quick claim of real estate property protects against actions initiated by original creditors or lenders. Look, man, I'm not going to sit here and argue about whether the system is corrupt or not corrupt, whether the note was signed and that funded the loan, or I'm not going to sit here and argue with that. But there's people out here telling you, just don't pay the mortgage, give me the money for 3 months, and I'm gonna hook you up with a trust. We're gonna do a quick claim deed, and we're gonna put the house in the trust, and then the mortgage company, they can't even come and get the house. And then these fools disappear while these poor people are in foreclosure, man. And they ain't got the money to pay the back payments, and be like, my mistake. Let me go back. Can we start over? They ain't got the money to start over and get back into honor with regards to the contract because they don't pay this guru. This is a very hazardous misconception being promoted to generate income from undereducated individuals. Let's just keep it real. We're undereducated individuals. Because if we were educated, we wouldn't fall for that stuff. How many times can you be lied to if you don't know the truth? How many times can you be lied to if you don't know the truth? How many times can you be lied to if you don't know the truth and you won't admit that you don't know the truth? How many times can you be lied to when you think you know the truth, but the truth is not the truth? This claim may accompany the promoter soliciting an individual's mortgage payments as payment for an asset protection trust. Sometimes promoters will offer a bond or discharge of the property with the false promise that the new asset protection trust will protect against the original creditor or lender with the use of said bond. I'm going to tell y'all something. In this environment of these so-called woke people, individuals, whatever, persons, we got people out here that do not have true intentions, truly noble or altruistic intentions. And I've dealt with people, I've dealt with families, I've dealt with individuals, I've dealt with single mothers. You know what I'm saying? I've even dealt with one single father whom fell victim to this type of scam. I'm going to call it what it is. It's a scam. And when things went wrong, they couldn't get a hold of this person, this guru. There's a couple situations where the guru changed their number. And in their haste, in their fear, in their concern, find So L, find the foundation, find Yusuf L, find someone who really knows what they're doing, and will tell you the truth. Like, yo, I ain't seen no discharge stuff. The only thing that I can say that I've seen successful or appeared successful was I saw something. Is all I'm gonna say, because I respect this brother, man. I respect this brother immensely. All I'm gonna say is that I saw something at Yusuf's. Other than that, and it wasn't nothing stupid. My man is smart, man. He's very intelligent. Yusuf is very intelligent. And I know y'all know that, but my man is very intelligent. So this whole discharge thing, I've seen way more people hurt. I've been forwarded federal indictments from like OG trustees that were in the training like years ago, asking, so can you help us? We've been federally indicted. I'm looking at the indictment. It's mail fraud, wire fraud, defrauding the creditor. There's like 8 federal counts, man. And I felt bad. I still feel bad. There was nothing I could do for them. So, be careful of these bonds. These people talking about these bonds and this discharge. I'm going to put you on the game. And no such thing as discharge. You're already discharging when you're using notes. That's what a note does. It's a promise. So a discharge is the obligation to pay into a later date. So you're already discharging every time you use Federal Reserve notes or write a check or use a debit card. You're discharging. You ain't paying for nothing. You can't pay for nothing. You're in a system that has no money. The real term is set off. Look up the legal definition of compensation. It's not what you think it is. And you can only set off a debt with another debt. If the property, if the car, if the truck, whatever, listen to me, tell your friends, tell people, let them know, spread the truth. If a car has a mortgage, if a car has a loan on it, fam, if a house has a mortgage on it, fam, quit claiming the deed and saying that it doesn't matter. You can try to challenge the contract. You can try to challenge the validity. You can, but you got to know the rules of civil procedure. You got to know how to make proper motion, because you playing their game. You got to know what a subpoena ducis tecum is. You got to know, what a bill of particulars are. You got to know the proper procedure and succession of what these lenders are supposed to do and how and when and stuff. You got to ask specific questions. You got to stand on specific questions, because these judges will test you. I've sat in court and watched a judge punk someone, and basically, I've seen judges practice law from the bench. It was a ticket. It was a speeding ticket, and the officer tried to put his body cam to show the speed on the device, the things that they use to check if they speed guns or whatever. And when he put the camera, we all watching this on the screen, fam. In the courtroom, I'm watching this on the screen. I'm telling you, I was there. This is my own eyes, fam. I've seen this with my own eyes. If you don't know, you get hurt up. So the officer tried to show proof of the speeding vehicle by angling his body camera to look at the speed on the gun, but the glare from the sun, because he was outside, the glare from the sun didn't allow us to see the speed. We couldn't see nothing. All we saw was a glare on the TV. We all saw it. Fam saw it. But the judge started asking them questions, and Fam started answering these questions with which incriminated himself for the record and on the record. But just because the judge, and it's really an administrator. In Article 1 courts, you're dealing with an administrator. You're not even dealing with a judge. You're dealing with administrators that have to go by the guidelines and the policies. They're administering statutes. It's like a trust who administers a contract. A trustee who administers a trust. I'm not making any personal decisions with regards to this entity or this administrations. I'm under contract. Same thing with these administrators. Even if it is a judge sitting in that court, they're sitting in an administrative capacity. Anyways, the judge started asking this dude questions which incriminated himself and ruled against him. If it was me, fam, and I'm sitting there and I can't say nothing, I'm sitting there, I can't say nothing. I know I can't say nothing. And even if I did, I can't quickly tell my man what not to do. You know what I'm saying? Damn, brother. But I would have stuck to it like, look, man, you can't even see what it says on there. But these fools, they out here, so you got to know what to do. You got to know how to stand on it. A lot of people who about to lose their house, man, you ain't even got the mind to think like that. You ain't even got the mind to learn as quickly as is necessary to learn. You ain't even got the mental capacity. Like, there's too much stuff going on, man. I can't even know. And it's tough for me to see people in these situations. You know what I mean? And I'm absolutely serious. So this is, part of the mission of the foundation. So, the transfer of a vehicle or quit claim deed of real estate property, it does not protect against the original, quote, creditor. And like I said, I'm not going to argue whether there was a loan or not. Look, I'm talking about what happens in the courtroom, man. I'm talking about what happens to your family when they got to leave their crib, when the sheriff comes and tell them they got to go, when they got to go to school, how they going to school the next day, how they going to feel. This stuff affects your family. It's not just you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know a lot of people get into this information and they get excited and stuff like that, and we don't be thinking about the consequences long term to the people around us, to the people that we care about. Because the most awkward and most difficult times in my life is when I hurt someone that I loved, or someone I loved was hurt and I couldn't do nothing about it. Because I did something stupid or couldn't do anything. Either way, like, look. So just be careful. If you're not going to, come holler at High Frequency, getting trustee training, or if you're not, you're just going to listen to shows, MP3s or whatever, that's your business. All I'm saying is be careful of the people that you do deal with, of those who you do contract in the private with. The transfer of property, real or personal, which is encumbered by a loan, does not satisfy the loan, cancel the loan, or protect the property from the original creditor. The Asset Protection Trust may protect against future creditors, assuming the trust indenture contains certain clauses and elements. But again, a transfer of encumbered property does not satisfy or void the loan contract. I trust that this information will not only serve to dispel some of the confusion and myth associated with private trusts. Trusts are very powerful, and their proper construction and administration are responsible for some of the wealthiest families in the world. As the knowledge of such facts are becoming more and more mainstream, beware of those who would put you and your family in a compromising position legally and financially while being unreachable during times of crisis, and the promises made are not manifested. This is 5 Misconceptions of Private Trust. This is actually a foundation document. You can't find it on the internet. I mean, you might soon, but this is foundation property. So, I trust that, at the very least you learn something with the show. And of course that's with every show here on the foundation. But I'm not going to be out here. I'm not going to be one of them people that's out here doing anything that causes harm. I'm trying to leave things better than the way I found them. And I'm trying to, help raise fallen humanity. At the same time, teach awareness with regards to the entities that we're using to interact and interface with the commercial realm, which is inferior to the realm that we occupy, which is natural. And how these paperwork, these contracts, these treaties, these constitutions, and these agents of these entities are in control of our human lives, our real living, breathing lives. And put it into perspective, in everyday parlance, as best as I can. As we proceed in this reality, whatever you want to call it, known as life or existence, experience, the world, Earth, Tiamat, whatever. It's the choices that we make or do not make that either free or bind us, mentally, physically, emotionally. Now, I don't consider myself no type of, guru or nothing. I'm just a cat that, can read and comprehend what he reads and, just so can put it in his own words to the point where people can dig it and pick it up, And I'm humbled by that, But there's more in life than just trust and making money or currency or, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's more in life than just that. There's emotional sides, psychological sides. And, even regardless, we talking about trust, we talking about fiat currency, we talking about gold, silver, whatever. We talking about, physical items, inanimate objects, when really it's all about the relationships that we experience, the love that we share, and the things that we learn as we walk this plane, in my opinion. But in the nature of things, and in the nature of life, I would say, happiness, fulfillment, somehow seem to be inextricably linked to wealth. There's so many things, like, if we weren't fighting over money, if we weren't fighting over bills, if we felt more secure, if I could take you on a trip, or you could take me on a trip and feel good about it, because yeah, I did that. I brought Sot over there. He ain't never been there before. You know what I'm saying? If we could do that, I feel like we would be happier. Not the money that would make us happier, but what we would do with that, and the feelings that we could elicit out of people, the experiences, the smiles. This is, it's the people you get real messed up when you get money. You just start doing wrong with it. I know those people. I've been around those people. They don't really like themselves. It's a terrible way to live, in my opinion. So, fundamentally, as far as I'm concerned, the foundation is, it's these entities. It's trust, man. It's private trust, man. It's getting your head wrapped around what we talk about, man. And then, learning about it and then actually putting action to it. That's what it is about. And I feel like, most people aren't going, most people ain't going to do it. Many are called, but few are chosen. But the craziest thing is you choose yourself. No one ever told me that, man. And it's too bad. But you choose yourself. Either you say I got this, or you say I can't. But when I say I got this, I don't care if I get it the first time or the 200th time, man. I got this, man. You choose yourself, man. Many are called, but few are chosen. So you choose. 10 seconds. It's up to you. Man, we got 10 seconds left in the broadcast. You better call in. It's probably too late. It's probably too late. It's too late. It's definitely too late. We streaming. I might go to the phone lines, man. Did I go to the phone lines last week? I don't know if I did. I mean, sometimes I just want to just do my dance and smash. Just be out, But I know, people like to, ask questions. I don't want to take that from y'all, man. But as far as, the 5 misconceptions, email is admin@welcometothefoundation.com if you want a copy of this. It's a PDF. It's like 4 pages. It's not crazy. I pretty much read the whole thing. I saw a couple typos. Probably won't fix it. Because it's real, I'm human, man. Whatever, man. I ain't perfect, man. I ain't finna hide it. I'm cool. I'm cool with me. And I'm cool with my imperfections. But I saw a typo. I did. I saw a typo. I saw at least one. But whatever, man. Admin@welcometothefoundation.com if you want your own copy of the 5 misconceptions of trust, man. I'm keeping it real. I'm not the guy to sell dreams. Not finna sell you dreams, man. I got to sleep at night. I be feeling bad. Overall, I would say I'm a nice guy. I'm a real nice guy. Because, I like to, I don't like to see people hurt, man. So, I kept it real. You might read that or you might have heard the show and be like, man, hey, that's not what I heard about trust, man. It's not what I wanted to hear about trust, man. It is what it is, though. It's because I love you, though. It's because I'm going to tell you the real. Even if you're like, man, I was going to do trustee training, but now he told me that, man, I ain't going to do trustee training because I got a job. And I can't assign the income to the trust. Hey, whatever. You still do trustee training, but I feel you. I feel you. When I say stepping on toes, man, it's a Stepping on Toes campaign. I'll be doing these shows stepping on toes. And then sometimes, hey, some people are like, hey, I don't need to hit him up. I don't need a consultation. I don't need training. I don't need nothing. He told me everything on the show that I needed. Cool. This pleases me. This absolutely pleases me. But I'm giving it to y'all, especially this 2020. I don't know, man. I'm energized with something. So if you check out welcometothefoundation.com, there is a new education section. If you already didn't hear me talking about earlier, there's a new education section. You get the Passport No Social Part 1. Chris L. A very, very, very close friend of the foundation. We also, this brother came back, conducted a full live webinar again this past week. Passport No Social 2, a.k.a. the Shake and Bake Layup. That's available on welcometothefoundation.com. Physical DVDs that will be shipped to you. Subsequent documents will be emailed to you. Physical DVDs. Also, the Trust Primer documents, PDFs, over 18 documents, handpicked for those, who just, you're just first waking up to trust and you're trying to get your mind wrapped around it. You can get that in the education section, which is brand new, on welcometothefoundation.com. Plus, we got the new Foundation Trust Series, Part 1 and Part 2, available on welcometothefoundation.com. Check it out. It was live today, actually. Very excited to be able to bring these pieces of information and offerings to the High Frequency Network family. I'm honored to be able to, play a part. I'm honored to be able to add what I feel needs to be there, what I feel is missing. And I respect y'all for sticking with me. I respect the new cats, all the new sisters, new brothers, the new listeners of the foundation. I respect y'all. Peace. Love y'all. And, over the years, it's been an honor. It's been some ups and downs, but overall, it's been an honor for me to come at you pretty much every week here on the foundation. But I want to make sure that you check out the new education spot at welcometothefoundation.com. Please, please. And while you're there, sign up for the email list if you haven't already. But, with that being said, I don't know. I'm going to take a call or two. But I'm ready to get up out of here. I'm just letting y'all know. You know what I'm saying? I love y'all, but I'm trying to come out here and do the business. All right, let me take a call. Let me get random. Let me get random. 929-4056. 929-4056. Peace. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Peace, my brother Saltel. This is Sister Yvette. Peace, kings and queens, and all the communities, all the new listeners. My brother, there is a new energy about you. The ancestors are definitely proud. My brother, I am definitely proud of you. See, that's the wisdom, that's the understanding, and that's the conviction of being honest. So I'm going to speak to the communities, the kings and queens, the Moors, the L's, and the Bays. Let me tell y'all something. The brother is right. Self-examine. You want to discharge the very debts that you all put yourselves in. Where's your honor? Where's your integrity? Because you signed these contracts with the public and you put yourselves in these debts, whether to further yourselves, to keep up with the Joneses, or to look good amongst your peers. Okay, you put yourself in this debt. Now you want to discharge the debt. So you go to all these brothers and sisters, these gurus, quick fix, and pay for this PDF, and discharge this, and write off this, and you go in these article courts, and you put your government down, because you have to put your government down. You can't put your straw man down. You can't put your strong man down. You can't do anything else because you're in the article courts. That's the public side. You want to discharge your debts? Be honorable, kings and queens, my sisters and brothers. Man up, woman up. Accept your debts. Clear your debts. Next thing, let's get your mindset right. You want to work for somebody for how many years? Most of you won't even live to retire. You want to pay rent for how many years? Most of you won't live long enough to own. Think, kings and queens. You want to get yourself so far in debt with the latest, the greatest. $800 jeans, $1,200 sneakers. Let's think, people. You mean to tell me you can't spend $200-300 a month on some silver, some quarter ounces of gold, some precious metals, some tangible assets? Look around. Everything is failing. Now they want to penalize you for putting these Federal Reserve notes in these banks that are failing. But yet, no, you all get on your grind and you go to these jobs, to the slave masters, to the taskmasters, and you have nothing to show. First and foremost, pay yourselves. As long as you owe everybody else, you'll never go broke. They'll never go broke. Because at the end of the day, everybody else that you owe, they're not going to keep a roof over your head. They're not going to keep nothing productive over you. They're not going to keep food on your table. So you must put away 20% for yourself first. Like I said, those who have a 9-to-5 or whatever, you need to join a retirement plan so you could stack that paper and lower your salaries so you could transfer it to something better, private education. Now, for all of y'all that jerked your tax returns, let's try again for 2021, okay? Because we've been telling you, invest in your private education. You all playing. Now, the next thing, I haven't been on the radio lately because I had to move some thoughts around. Because, yes, private education is costly, but living in the public is more costly. Now, let's get your diets right. How you going to be in private living, private education, private anything if your health is jacked up. High blood pressure, diabetes, and we can name another long list of other ailments that they've been creating for us lately or we already had, whether it's our sexual lifestyles, our eating lifestyles, our drinking. What are you doing? You got to get your minds right. You got to get your bodies right. Now, the next thing is you're on your grind. Are you taking care of yourself? Get off these medications that are creating conditions that we shouldn't have in the first place. Change your eating and your drinking. Once you get all of that together, get off all the sugars and the salt and the garbage, the fried foods, we can think a little better. You understand, kings and queens? Get yourselves together. Get your private right. Now, instead of wasting your money on foolishness and trying to impress people that ain't going to help you either way you look at it, you need to get yourselves right. Now, honor, integrity. Invest in something that's positive, not negative. Get away from the crabs in the barrel. When you get to that stage of private, don't look down your nose on anybody because remember, you came from that side. Be nice to people. Humble yourselves, okay? Don't be nasty to folks because you made a transition or you no longer are in that realm of the black hole edge. Get yourselves together, kings and queens. This is 2020. See, I've been listening to some of you calling in, and I've been proud. But what I realize is you got the trolls and the BS artists. You call in, you say whatever you got to say. I know the gurus is listening. Your punk asses, your game plan is about to be up. You have messed up so many people. You have raped, victimized, and took everything from folks. And you laugh into the bank, that all comes to an end. Because karma is something else. And the ancestors do have a way of catching up. Now, with that being said, maybe I might have offended some people. I'm sorry that you felt offended. But maybe that was the reality check that you all needed. Check yourself. Check how you living. Straighten it up. My brother, I am so proud of you. Keep doing the right thing. Step on as many toes as you have to. Because you know why? You're cleaning up the muck and the mess they created in the first place. And all you fools that's looking for a quick, rich, get rich scheme, all of that's coming to that. And all of y'all that had something and you played yourself, there's a fool born every minute. Stop being somebody else's fool and check yourself. My brother, I love you. Keep doing the right thing. Ancestors are definitely proud. And all of those that are offended when you call in, it don't even matter because I'm on my way. And I hope you catch on to that wagon before you get left. Peace, kings, communities, and all of those that are looking for a quick, rich scheme, man up and woman up, check yourself. My brother, be blessed. Peace.
Peace. Peace to the queens, to the mothers, the life-giving beings. Yo, toe tapping. Appreciate the sister. Always got, hey, she tell the truth, I'm glad you back. I'm glad you got your stuff settled. You got your mind right. Sometimes we got to go to the wilderness for a minute and, get our thoughts together and come back to the madness with a different perspective. But, it's always a pleasure to have you, join the foundation, these episodes. So shout out to you, Sister Yvette. Look, I'm going to go all the way down here and then I'm out. I'm going to go to the bottom. Let me go to the bottom, being nice. I'm trying to be random. 510-0395. 510-0395. I wonder if anybody ever says someone's whole number. Probably. Peace. What's your name? Where you calling from? Oh, my man hung up. Oh, I mean, hopefully it wasn't stage fright. But, I'm cool, man. Yeah, I'm a cool dude. But I'm going to count that as a call. So I'm out of here. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Look, gold is getting more expensive before we jump out of here. You should be definitely, buying at least, an ounce of silver. You can get an ounce of silver, for about $20. At least once a month. And I feel like you should have at least putting $10 into gold. So the ounce of silver, get an American Eagle, go to a We Buy Gold spot or one of the pawn shops because they didn't pay all the fees for the spot price, so you can negotiate with them if you know what you're doing. And more than likely, they're not going to get hustled on some silver, so you can pretty much be rest assured that they tested it, and you're not going to get some fake stuff. So, haggle with them, man. Get you that ounce of silver. I suggest American Eagles, only coin designated numismatic by Congress. But, when it comes to gold, how do I, if I only got $10, how do I get some gold? So I'm glad you asked. Carat bars, man, you can purchase as little as 1/10 of a gram of gold. Matter of fact, you can purchase less than that, and they hold it in decimal form, and it adds up to a gram, a quarter ounce, half ounce, 3/4 ounce. And you can do this with as little. I'm gonna say as little as $10. I'm pretty sure you can do something smaller than that, but I'm gonna say it's $10. So $20 on silver, $10 on gold every 30 days. You can do that. You can absolutely do that. I know you can do that, and it adds up, and over time, and it adds up quickly. And this is, a lot of people say, hey, there's a, I know there's a recession coming. I know this. I know that. What can I do? Well, this is one of the things you can do. Now, you tell people what they can do, and they don't do it. You know what I mean? I don't know if you're thinking of something else or something like that. But I don't know. But look, what you can do. This is what you can do. Because I like to focus on the solution versus focus on the problem. I don't like dealing in fear. That's what I did. Start getting real metals into the estate. So, the easiest way to, put very little money into gold and have it add up over time is, through carat bars. And I'm not pushing it as a business or something, although you can do that. I'm just saying you can sign up for a free account and you can start purchasing gold. There's no extra fee or anything like that. There's no monthly fee to have the account to sign up. You just got to get a sign up link from, you got to get a referral link. So if you're interested in signing up, I'll walk you through it. We have a mastermind call every week. I'll give you the number, and that's what we do every single week. And it's really just, exchange a little bit of that fiat currency into real money. Regularly, consistently, and dedicated to this mission of $30 a month. Okay, I can't. $15 a month. Don't make no excuses. Follow through and begin to change your life. It's one thing that you can do. Also, do your best to become being less dependent on services, public services. I think the biggest one is food. So, we can start with that. Maybe plant a garden, plant some herbs or something in a pot in your house. As long as you got south-facing windows or southwest-facing windows, you can plant stuff in your house. Basil and herbs and peppers and stuff, you know what I mean? They gotta be all crazy. But just start somewhere. But, if you're interested in signing up for carat bars, just, to grab some gold. Really affordable. Small amounts. Something that's, realistic, I would say. Email me, admin@welcometothefoundation.com. Shoot you a link, get you signed up, get you set up for the mastermind call. We do it every once a week. Get you the number, call in. We strategize because this is real for me, and it's my job to kind of not only speak the truth but also demonstrate the truth. So I do what I talk about. I know what I experience, so I teach what I know, and I'm not out here guessing or trying to put two and two together and guinea pigging people. I don't do that dance. So, with that being said, I appreciate y'all. Make sure you go to Welcome to the Foundation. Check out the new education. Education. Part of the website. I hope you like it. I hope you enjoy it. It's just, we're putting in work. Doing my dance every day. Let's keep doing it. Tomorrow's a new day. Yesterday's gone. But if you're interested in trustee training, email me, admin@welcometothefoundation.com. If you would like to book a consultation, admin@welcometothefoundation.com. Or you can do that on welcometothefoundation.com. It's a very functional website now. Very, very, very happy with the website. Sign up for the email list. And, take care of yourself. Life gets tough, and as things feel like they snowballing, we got a lot of things that we're supposed to take care of. And, a lot of the stuff we're supposed to do or expected to do, no one really taught us how to do it. And, there's anxiety that we may not be acknowledging, ill feelings, resentment. Take care of yourself. Best way to take care of yourself, take care of the ones you love. Best way to take care of the ones you love and take care of yourself is love the right people. And allow them to love you. But, do your best to be appreciative. It's not all bad. There are good things in your life. And I choose to focus on those. And as you should. But with that being said, I love you very much, and I understand and know and trust that we're going to do it. We're going to make it. It gets better day by day. We're going to do the dance. And I'm here for you. I got your back. And, I work hard here at the foundation to make sure that, there's things available, tools, resources, commentary, support. So we can, help each other do that dance. It's the, the Holy Covenant of the Holy Covenant of the Asiatic nations. With that being said, yeah, y'all enjoy your week, enjoy yourself, take care of yourself, but enjoy yourself, I would definitely want you to say 10 things that you're thankful for before you go to sleep. 10 things. Sometimes it takes a while, but you'll get up to it. But I'll catch y'all at the same time next week here on High Frequency Radio Network. Peace of the gods.
Doing this thing all the way live. High Frequency Radio.